What are the reasons when you have spent so much effort, submitted your job application and your resume, and you just never heard back from your employer? Do you know sometimes your resume, or application doesn't even pass the first round of the recruitment process? We are in an era that employer do use resume scanning and AI softwares in the recruitment process. So how do you make sure your resume can stand out? I am going to share 3 practical tips with actual examples today to help you to make sure your resume can stand out and penetrate that competition. One of the biggest reasons that sometimes your resume are not standing out or not presented to the second round or not presented to the actual recruiter or the talent acquisition people or the human resources person, it's simply because your resume is not matching the keywords or the most important keywords that the recruiter set out in their backend, whether it's on Seek or on LinkedIn or using other kind of job scanning or resume scanning softwares. So a very simple example that I can give you is by showing you an actual job requirement. So if I just search data analyst, because I'm recently still working on that job transition program for Victoria government. So I just use data analyst. It's a very popular job now these days. And I just click on the first job post that's currently available, which is this tab that I have it open. The next thing I want to do is cross-checking all the keywords that's on your resume, whether it is ticking the box from what the employers are looking for. I mean, at a back end, this can be done by a computer, but if you are doing that to making sure all the keywords are on your resume, it's excellent. So there are 2 types of keywords that I want to make sure that you have on your resume. The first type is called the technical words. And in this situation, it's obviously Python, SQL, Tabular, Power BI, all these kind of softwares, processes, and tools that a data analyst use. And the second type of keywords are the soft skills ones, as in problem solving skills, as in analytical skills, or thinking critically, providing strategic recommendations, written and verbal communication skills. All of this, if you have them on your resume, then when the keywords being searched, obviously your resume will definitely pass that test, and it will go to the next round, and it will stand out because it's ticking most of the boxes. It's one of the most simple exercise, but it's going to be one of the most effective ones to help your resume stand out. So if you want to learn from the best or people who have already got the dream job that you want, it's actually very easy to find this kind of people on LinkedIn. So you can search by the job title you're applying for, and if there's a dream company that you want to look for, you can do that as well. So let me use an example. And for privacy reasons, obviously I cannot show the whole profile, but just as an example, let's say that you wanted to find a data reporting analyst, and you want to see what are the key things they are doing, what are the key platforms they're doing, as in what to put on your resume, or the next step that you're learning, or you already have that skill or that professional knowledge. This is a good starting point. So you just search for people who are already doing your dream job, and what do they have on their LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is just an online version, updated dynamic version of their resume. So that's going to give you a good example to compare and learn, and then add things into your resume that's relevant to help your resume go to the next step. So especially for this kind of good lengthy explanations of what they're doing, the keywords that I mentioned: SQL Server, Excel, ad hoc projects, Excel scripts again, Tabular, Power BI, Excel. So that's going to give you something ready to add on to your resume, which is really good. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, which is another tip, very effective for you to maximize your resume, for your resume to catch that HR's eye, recruiter can really spot your resume or make it stand out, is what I called result-driven description. So, and this is where I go into a lot more into my course and also with my one-on-one clients, depends on the situation. But here, I really want to give you some example though, so that you can understand what I'm saying. So, a job ad is very simply has layout what the employers do want to see. For example, they may want to see that you can drive revenue increase. And what people would normally say is, you want to see I can drive revenue increase, then this is my description on my resume: strong ability to drive revenue increase. But when it comes to result-driven description, it's actually you trying to describe the outcome, or you having that skill, like quantitative or qualitative actual results. Now, this can be the time frame, it can be the intensity intensity of the work, it can be the outcome of the work. And here, what I want to give you is this person is being able to deliver multi-year revenue increase of 20% to 28%. That's very impressive. And sometimes it doesn't has to be a magical or magnificent number, but it's that number itself will tell the employer that how well you can do it, or at least you can do it on time, or have quality, or within the deadline. And example 2 is being the top performer and being exceeded the KPI. Again, this could be a job description asking being able to adhere to your job requirements or achieving the key performance indicators. So a very simple way to state that is basically saying, yes, I can do that. But a better way to describe that is top performer and exceeded the 2022 KPI by 125%, generated over 50 new business club accounts. So you can elaborate a bit more, and that right away, compared to people who just wrote that, it's already telling the recruiter how much more you can contribute. Not only you can contribute more. And lastly, I want to give you an example of combining quantitative and qualitative as well. So it doesn't always have to be number, because some of the job, it's hard to summarize as numbers, right? So before, so the job requirement could be asking you to work on multiple projects or multitasking, working under pressure, receiving great feedback from clients and the management team. So this could be your relationship management skills as well. So a better way to write it is work on up to 4 projects during busy season, received more than 90% client satisfaction rate. Now, this could be a very simple way for you to quantify, thinking about, oh, I had 5 clients, 4 of them did say thank you, or 4 of them was happy with it. Then that gives you the rate of 80% or 90%. Or if you really don't have that, you can always say you receive a praise or good feedback from management team, or highly appraised or recognized as the best person to do such and such. There you go. So that's one of the most important tips, and it's a very powerful one for you to stand out. And that can extend into how you prepare your interview as well. So do reach out if you do need my help. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.